In 1987, the Teen Wolf sequel came out with Teen Wolf 2, and this time Michael J. Fox is replaced with Jason Bateman, who plays Todd Howard, the cousin of Scott Howard, whom has just moved to college on a boxing scholarship, despite the fact that he doesn't know anything about boxing, but actually wants to study to become a veterinarian. However, the old Howard family secret eventually catches up with Todd, where he discovers that just like his cousin Scott, he is also a werewolf, where he uses his wolf powers to become the college boxing champion, and also becomes the most popular guy on campus. But all the popularity and fortune starts to get to Todd's head, where as this movie puts it, he becomes a jerk, where Todd must try to find his inner kind self again. Yeah, it's no lie, I'm actually a huge fan of the original Teen Wolf movie. So much so, I actually have a lot of Teen Wolf merch, as you can see. I like its themes of it doesn't matter if you don't fit in, or it doesn't matter if you're not the most popular kid in school, just as long as you be yourself. That's the one thing that does matter. The second one just never really hit a chord with me. So today we are exploring Teen Wolf 2. 2 as in T-O-O, as in he's a wolf as well, by looking into 10 things that you didn't know about this movie, so we can probably figure out why this hasn't been as fondly remembered as the first Teen Wolf, so let's check it out.
Yeah, what do you want?
Well,
Come on, I haven't got all day.
I'd like to change some classes.
Number 10, becoming a franchise. In 1985, there was a fox roaming around in the box office, and it wasn't just any old fox, but a Michael J. Fox, as in that summer he was starring in two of the biggest movies, those being Back to the Future, of course, and Teen Wolf. Although Back to the Future had all the makings of being a big box office hit, Teen Wolf was actually kind of a surprise hit, to none more than Fox himself, who wasn't a fan of his basketball werewolf caper. The production behind Teen Wolf actually did a very clever thing. They put off the release of Teen Wolf until after the release of Back to the Future, knowing that that movie would be a huge hit, so they could capitalize on the success of Michael J. Fox, and it worked, with the movie poster declaring, "Michael J. Fox is back from the future in a new comedy." With Teen Wolf going on to make $80 million on a budget of $1.2 million. Distribution company Atlantic Releasing knew that they had a hot property on their hands and could capitalize on the Teen Wolf name, with it becoming a franchise. However, the next venture was not another movie, but an animated series. Yeah, Teen Wolf got a cartoon nearly 10 years before Back to the Future did, which was broadcast in 1986, and only lasted 2 seasons consisting of 21 episodes. The show had some very talented writers on board, such as Linda Woolverton, who would go on to write Disney's Beauty and the Beast, and Michael Reeves, who would go on to write for the Batman animated series in the 90s. The Teen Wolf cartoon actually made several changes to the original source material. Scott Howard no longer just lives with his father, but also grandparents and little sister, and the town is no longer called Beacon Town, but Wolverton, a town which is famous for its supposed werewolves. And Scott actually keeps his inner werewolf a secret, with him never going public with his werewolf antics, unlike the movie where he becomes a celebrity. The show actually went quite psychological, as it explored themes of social isolation and not fitting in and feeling persecuted for being different. Although the show didn't really catch on at the time, I feel like it was trying to explore themes and commentaries that the X-Men cartoon perfectly did in the early 90s. Number 9, it was a no from Fox. So the next logical step for Teen Wolf was to create a sequel, and this one was to naturally see Scott Howard progress to the next stages of life, with the young werewolf going to college, and now taking up boxing. The story was written by Jeff Loeb and Matthew Wiseman, both of whom wrote the first movie. For those who don't know, Jeff Loeb is a comic book writer who has actually written for several superhero TV shows like Smallville, Daredevil, and Iron Fist, as well as Lost and Heroes. The screenplay, however, was written by Timothy Kring, who was a newcomer at the time, but would also go on to work on popular TV shows like Chicago Hope and the as-mentioned Heroes. However, although the new Teen Wolf movie had a script, it didn't have its main star, as Michael J. Fox refused to return. Now, it's no secret that Fox really isn't a fan of Teen Wolf, and kind of seems to be embarrassed about it, and when he talks about it, doesn't exactly have nice things to say. I can remember reading his autobiography years ago where he talks about how he did not like wearing what he called his dog boy costume. Instead, that year, Fox starred in the musical drama Light of Day and the comedy movie The Secret of My Success, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starred in them to get away from Teen Wolf 2. Yep, he was all for returning to Back to the Future, but when it came to playing a boxing werewolf, forget it. Number 8. Enter the Bateman. So with Michael J. Fox running a mile from the hair-raising antics of Teen Wolf never to look back, it was decided to create a new character. A character called Todd Howard. And yeah, the movie literally constantly reminds us that Todd is Scott's cousin. In the first act alone, it feels like every 5 minutes there has to be a reminder, with a character saying something like, "Oh yeah, I knew your cousin Scott," or something like that. But all said and done, the character Todd is basically Scott. They are the same character, just given a name change to explain the lack of Michael J. Fox. So who could play the lead role of Todd Howard? Why, it was none other than Jason Bateman. And yeah, as nearly every Teen Wolf trivia page points out, Jason Bateman's real-life sister is Justine Bateman, who played Michael J. Fox's fictional sister in the hit sitcom Family Ties. Teen Wolf 2 was actually Bateman's movie debut. He had previously starred in TV roles, in shows like The Little House on the Prairie and The Hogan Family. However, it seems just like with Michael J. Fox, Jason Bateman doesn't really have good things to say about his Teen Wolf experience, where recently, while on the Howard Stern show, he admitted that he did not want to do Teen Wolf 2, and that if he had a different manager, he definitely wouldn't have done it, and that he pretty much was cast in the movie as his dad was a producer on Teen Wolf 2, and at the time it was felt that him getting into a big Hollywood movie would be great for his career. Sadly at the time though, Teen Wolf 2 kind of killed his career, with it eventually being the TV show Arrested Development which got him back on track, a whole 16 years after Teen Wolf 2. And thankfully in recent years, Bateman has become a highly respected star who has delivered many great performances, and his fame doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. In fact, I'm starting to think that Jason Bateman is immortal. I can remember for the first time watching The Ozark, and just thinking to myself, does this guy ever age? He basically looks the same as he did all the way back in 1987. What sorcery is this? Number 7. Hardly any of the cast returns. So not only did Michael J. Fox not return for the Teen Wolf sequel, but a whole heap of other cast members didn't return either. The only faces who return are James Hampton, who played Scott's father, whose role has now been retitled to Uncle Howard, who acts as a mentor to Todd, and Mark Holton, who returns as the character Chubby, who this time round comes complete with fart jokes, with the movie constantly reminding us that Chubby likes food. One of the biggest roles that was recast was Styles, who was Scott's best friend in the first movie, who in the second one is now Todd's best friend in this movie. The character was originally played by Jerry Levine, and he was both funny at playing the wise guy character and had great chemistry with Fox. This time the character was played by an actor called Stuart Fratkin, who does a good job, but just doesn't have the chemistry that Levine brought to the part. Likewise, the Coach Finstock character, who was played by Jay Tarses in the original movie, is played by Paul Sand in the sequel, who plays the part more like a neurotic, nervous wreck. Look, there's nothing wrong with Fratkin and Sand, but they are instantly at a disadvantage, as they were bound to be compared to their predecessors who previously played their characters. And naturally, in Teen Wolf 2, there is no Booth, Pamela, Lewis, Mick, Mr. Lolly, Grumpy Liquor Store Guy, and the extra with their zipper undone. Number 6. Filming location. Unlike the first movie, which was mainly filmed around Los Angeles, Teen Wolf 2 was mainly shot on a real college campus, that being Pomona College in Claremont, California, which doubled for the fictional Hamilton College. Pomona College was established in 1887, and Teen Wolf 2 is only one of a handful of other movies and TV productions to use the location for filming. Some of the others include Beaches, Real Genius, and The Gilmore Girls. Teen Wolf 2 was directed by a director called Christopher Leach, who afterwards would go on to direct many low-key or TV movies. He did, however, co-write the science fiction Van Damme movie Universal Soldier, and even acted as a director on some episodes of CSI. Despite being mainly confined to a college setting, many people have noticed that Teen Wolf 2 kind of feels like a bit-by-bit remake of the first movie. Our main character takes part in a sport. In part 1 it's basketball, in 2 it's boxing. In both movies our main leads become werewolves, which instantly makes them super popular and embraced by their schools. Both movies have a dark-haired love interest, who likes the main character for them and not the wolf. Both movies also feature a blonde femme fatale character, whom the main character has a crush on, who then uses the lead to ride on the new werewolf fame. Both movies have a dark-haired antagonist who hates our main heroes for some reason, both of whom have a larger imposing build, and both movies have a sinister school authority figure, who also acts as an antagonist. In Teen Wolf Part 2, the part was played by the legendary John Astin. And John Astin is funny in the movie as the highly unethical and corrupt Dean Dunn. But man, he is also a really nasty character in the movie. Like, he is horrible. Number 5. The music of Teen Wolf 2. Okay, so it's here we get to the music of Teen Wolf 2, and the music is actually a really important part of the movie, as the movie itself is kind of a musical, as the movie has not 1, not 2, but 3 musical montages. But it also has an elaborate musical number with choreographed dancing. Yeah, the works. However, Teen Wolf 2 does feature some pretty rocking soundtracks, with many artists from the 80s, including the Oingo Boingo songs Who Do You Want to Be and Outrageous. And yes, I guess we can add Teen Wolf 2 to the list of movies that feature music by Danny Elfman. The movie even features the classic 80s song Send Me an Angel by Real Life, among many other awesome 80s tracks. The score for Teen Wolf 2 was composed by Mark Goldenberg, whom had previously written songs for the Pointer Sisters, Olivia Newton-John, and Cher. And his score for Teen Wolf 2 has some unique sounds in it. For example, there's this little jingle that's played in the movie every time something odd or quirky happens. A jingle that sounds like this. Seriously, it happens so much in the movie. You'll see something over the top happen, or a character will say something strange, and it is followed by that jingle. It's like the movie is saying, "God, wasn't that just funny and weird?" Ha! Number 4. The case of the oddly interesting Turkish Teen Wolf 2 movie poster, which really baffles the mind with its uniqueness, but is still equally fascinating. And stuff. Okay, so the Teen Wolf 2 poster is pretty amazing as it's so red. It just hits you. I guess they were trying to be really red as the first movie poster was really blue. In the poster, we see the Todd character with a heap of books that he's no doubt using to study. Some of these books include Men Are Such Animals and Hair Care for Men. Yeah, that sounds like a book that I probably should have read. There is one thing about the poster that really bothers me though, and yes, this is a nitpick, but it still drives me nuts, even more than having a steering wheel down my pants. And that is we never see Todd wear this denim jacket and jeans with a yellow vest. In the UK, they changed the poster, where I think they actually gave it the same blue background that was used in the first movie poster. I mean, yeah, look at it. It even has the same suburban neighborhood. It looks fine, but I prefer the red background. And it's a shame that they forgot to remove the red on the bottom left-hand corner of the poster. Then we get to the Turkish poster, which is something else. Where, like the other posters, we have Todd, but we also have some added features, like this female graduate student wearing a bikini who isn't even in the film, along with this blonde couple in the bottom right corner. Who are these guys? Where did they come from? Why are they on the Teen Wolf 2 poster? Who knows? But the guy kind of looks like Max Headroom, I'll give it that. In fact, I think with this Turkish movie poster, it feels like they were trying to make it look like a raunchy sex comedy, and were giving it a Porky's vibe. But yeah, it just doesn't really feel very Teen Wolf 2. Number 3. Proposed third film. I can remember that during the 90s and early 2000s, there frequently were talks and rumours of a third Teen Wolf movie. At one stage, there was a persistent rumour that it'll be a female Teen Wolf, with Alyssa Milano playing the part of the new Teen Wolf, and IMDb goes further and claims that her character was to be the daughter of Scott Howard. Rumours of a third female-led Teen Wolf movie went all the way to the 2010s, till the Teen Wolf brand got remade into the MTV Teen Wolf series, which is really a remake in name only, as it's nothing like the Teen Wolf movies. Seriously, it looks more like Twilight. However, there already was something of a female spin-off in the series with Teen Witch, which started as a spin-off movie with a female student who was to turn into a werewolf, until it was decided to make her a witch instead. However, just like Teen Wolf 2, Teen Witch didn't get the best reputation. Todd Howard did, however, return when the character was featured in an episode of the as-mentioned animated Teen Wolf series, in an episode called Howling Cousins, which was actually the last episode in the series, where Scott and Todd actually meet and share the screen, something not seen in the movies. Although in the cartoon they made Todd really nerdy and awkward, for some reason. Even Jason Bateman somewhat returned to the role of Todd Howard in 2011, when he appeared on The Jimmy Fallon Show, and they reenacted the scene where Todd asks the grumpy teacher if he can change classes. And yeah, it's incredible how in all that time Jason Bateman had hardly aged. In fact, going back to Todd's appearance in the Teen Wolf cartoon, that episode was actually broadcast 2 weeks before the release of Teen Wolf 2, so technically that was Todd's first appearance. Who knows, maybe the character was added into the cartoon to make the kids aware of the Todd character, so they won't feel too alienated when they see Teen Wolf 2. Number 2, deleted scene. It's here we get to the trailer of Teen Wolf 2, which features an interesting anomaly, and that is an additional scene not seen in the movie, where we see that Todd has locked himself in a bathroom, where Styles and Chubb are on the other side trying to get Todd to embrace his inner werewolf, so he can be the cool guy on campus. But Todd is in denial that he is a werewolf, despite the fact that we clearly saw him turn into one earlier. I guess the gag is, Todd is denying being a wolf, while he clearly has wolf ears and teeth. So yeah, not exactly LOL material. I don't know when in the movie this takes place, but I think it's meant to be shortly after Todd gets infected with fleas and has a run-in with Dean Dunn, as in the footage Todd still seems to be itching. Also, this is another thing I don't like about this Styles, in that he kept pushing Todd to let loose and be the wolf, and when Todd becomes too popular, he calls him a jerk. Yeah, that always annoyed me. I mean, yeah, Todd let the power of being popular get to his head, but it really is Styles' fault. Number 1, its reviews stunk of a wet dog. Teen Wolf 2 was released in November 1987, and unlike its predecessor which made $80 million, Teen Wolf 2 only made $7.9 million on a budget of $3 million. So although it recouped its money, there was a drastic drop in numbers compared to the first movie, and the movie got overwhelmingly bad reviews from critics. Oh boy, they sure didn't like this one, and unlike the first movie, which although has its flaws, has still gone on to be considered a cult classic, Teen Wolf 2 never caught on. I actually own a book called Showgirls, Teen Wolves and Astro Zombies, in which the author is trying to find the worst movie ever made, where the author talks of Teen Wolf 2 and explains that Bateman's wolf looks cuddly, and that the movie is shitty and doesn't even try to make you laugh. Upon watching Teen Wolf 2 recently, I was struck by one thing. That is, the actual werewolf is hardly in the film. The wolf briefly shows up in the middle, where we see him party and have fun, and then is swiftly written out of the movie. In fact, a huge chunk of the movie actually focuses on the end boxing match between the Todd and Gus characters. And we literally see every single second of this fight, as if we're suddenly watching a Rocky movie. And the movie itself takes the fight really seriously, and it feels like it goes on for a good half an hour. The movie honestly feels like the director, or at least one of the writers, wanted to make a college boxing movie about a kid who is accepted into college on a boxing scholarship, who gets manipulated and bribed by the dean with fast cars and women to continue to go against their nature and to choose boxing and the lush rewards that come with being popular over being a veterinarian, which is where their true heart lies. Oh yeah, and we also have to work a werewolf into the movie because this has to be a werewolf sequel, but let's do that sparingly. It feels like a teenage drama with the werewolf element briefly seen and quickly over and done with, so we can go back to telling a tale about this kid's college boxing issues. Almost like someone in the production was embarrassed that this is a Teen Wolf movie. It honestly feels that at least someone in the production wanted to make a serious teen drama about a kid being manipulated into playing college boxing, and maybe if the movie was just that, it might have actually been a good movie. After all, Bateman is good in the role. The movie's faults are in no way on his shoulders. So as it stands, Teen Wolf 2 kind of has two identities. On the one hand, it's a Teen Wolf sequel where wacky shenanigans ensue, and on the other hand, it's a character piece about a college student learning the errors of his ways and trying to make it through college on a boxing scholarship. And dare I say it, some of the more human-focused scenes actually do have a lot of heart. Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie, Teen Wolf 2 isn't a very good movie, but I put it in the same category as Superman 4: The Quest for Peace and Jaws: The Revenge, all of which came out in 1987, by the way, in that although it's not a good film, it still has its quirks and enjoyability, almost making it a guilty pleasure, you know, the so bad it's good category. So yeah, it's not a good film, but I oddly do get some weird enjoyment out of it. Anyway, I'm Minty, and I find it pretty funny that in the Teen Wolf movies, no one ever freaks out over the werewolves, but instead they just accept it like, oh, that's a werewolf, cool. Seriously, they just accept it like it's a normal thing. See ya!